everybody, Creative Katie, Karen Burchill here. Welcome to my channel. Today an art journal tutorial, but this time I'm going to be using my art journal process cards. Here is a sneak peek of the page that I will be using. So what are art journal process cards? Every art journal page, even a simple one, uses a variety of techniques. There are multiple steps from beginning to end. We are faced with dozens of choices as we create. What I've done is written these down. These are the steps that I use in my videos, and there's over 60 of them. I wrote them on cards and put them down. Now here's how I will use them, or one way. I'm going to deal myself 4 of them. I don't like to be told you have to do this. It may not fit my mood. So I like to give myself some options, but limit those options to 4. Then I can look at those. Now, some of these I may not feel like doing. I may have just done them, or they're not really usable at whatever stage of the art journal page I'm in. So I'll eliminate those. What I need to do is pick one of these. And in this case, I'm going to pick the add asemic writing or scribble writing. And I'm choosing that one over the others because it's something that I want to get better at, and it's something that I don't normally do. Some days you're going to want a challenge, some days you're not going to want a challenge, and you can have that choice. Now, these aren't necessarily prompt cards, although there is some overlap between the process cards that you see me using here and prompt cards. Prompt cards will often tell you colors or themes or specific materials to use. And I'm not necessarily using that in the process card. It's more about the techniques. So step 1 on this art journal page, I'm using asemic or scribble writing. Asemic writing is writing that is nonsensical. There is no meaning attached to it. And I'm really bad at it, which is why I chose to do it. What I do want is I want to break this page and I want to get some of this scribble showing through in the end, which it does. If at some point I want to use scribble writing or asemic writing at the final stage, I want it to look a little bit pretty, so I want to practice. So now that that's drying, I'm going to deal myself 4 more cards. And then I'm going to decide which of these I want to do. And again, I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. I want to challenge myself, different kind of thing. So this was to collage down some die cuts. Now, I don't have a lot of dies, and I have some circle punches of various sizes, and I actually have gel prints that I've cut into the circle, so I decide I'm going to use that in my stash. The art journal process cards will also remind you of things that you might have in your stash that you want to use, or those techniques that you've watched videos of people doing, and then when you sit down to create, you forget about. It's just that handy reminder if you are stalled. And this is just one way of using them. Later on, I'm going to show you another way. We kind of evolve. So I'm picking out some circles, and as I'm going through the baggies that are sorted by color, obviously I'm leaning towards the purples and the pinks. So I'm just arranging these. I get out my smaller circle stamp and I punch out some of those. And then I play with the composition, and when I'm happy with it, I glue it down with my gel matte medium. And the reason I'm using the gel medium here as opposed to the fluid is because some of these circles are on thicker paper. There's some on watercolor paper, there's some on almost deli paper, various thicknesses. And I know that that's going to build interest and add texture to my page. At the end of the day, every page you want pattern, you want interest, you want texture. Those are some of the key elements. Usually there's a focal image and then a sentiment of sometimes. So I'm gluing this down, and I really like where I've punched this smaller circle out of the bigger circle. So I'm going to remember that. Remember, an art journal page, part of the purpose, I'll come back to this, So next stage, I'm going to deal myself 4 more and then decide which one fits where the page is now. And that's why I'm dealing 4 cards as opposed to just giving myself one. One might be too limiting. It may not make sense with what you've got going on already. So I take the thick gesso and I grab this sink liner that I've cut down and I'm just stamping with the thick gesso. I love, love, love the texture and the pattern that this gives. But as you can see, it knocks back those circles. Those circles are not so predominant. Done that stage, I'm pulling out 4 more cards. So now I'm at the stage where I really need to add color to the page. Unfortunately, I've got 2 here, paint an ombre background or apply a base coat of color. So basically that's what I'm going to do. And I had a bit of a thought process here, what color I'm going to choose. I could have put pink, I could have left, I was liking the white space, but I mixed the pink and the Prussian blue, and I'm just spreading that out. And at first I try to avoid those circles because I really liked those circle die cuts, but then I end up covering right over top of it, which then, of course, changes what I have to do later. As you can see, we've kind of lost that circle, those circle shapes, which would be fine if that's what I wanted, but it also got very dark. So I'm wiping back a little bit off the textured area, which is gesso, and that acts as a bit of a resist, so I am able to pull off some of that paint, reveal the texture, and go get back some of the white, and I'm really liking that effect. And I'm taking some white paint. Now, this wasn't on a card, but I know that I always want to bring out that texture. If I'm putting texture on the page, I want to see it at the end. So I'm rubbing it lightly. So now I want to do some stamping. And here, I'm going to stamp with acrylic paint, printer stamp sentiment picture. And I want to make this lighter, so I'm choosing white. So while the process card is giving me ideas of what I could do here, I'm looking at the page and making a decision about what makes sense. I don't want to do something just to do it. I want it to make sense with where the page is. It's just reminding me of what I could do, pointing me in that direction. Here I'm stenciling, and I've kept with that circle motif. That seems to be something that from early on, I was going that route. This is what the page is calling for. So I've stamped with the white, I stenciled with more solid white, and now I'm stamping with the quinacridone magenta. Now, because the page is well in, I'm just looking through the cards. Instead of dealing myself 4, I'm just looking through the cards and finding some of the finishing techniques. At this point, I could have just set aside the cards, and I do that very soon, and just finish the page. It's far enough in that I know what I want to do, but I did pull out the technique cards, and here I want to bring out these circles. I really like the look of the circles, and I wanted to see them. I wanted to see that 3D effect in the final page. And as I flip through the cards, one of the process cards talks about bringing out the focal image with shading. So it's nudging me to the next step. At this point, I really don't use the process cards anymore. I will be doing a full recap of all the steps of this page at the end. But what typically happens is once I get started, at some point on the page, I know where I want to go. Or the page kind of tells me where it wants to go. But if you're not at that stage, you can use the cards as long as you need them. And that might be more if you're a beginner, or it may be more if you aren't a beginner, but you want to challenge yourself. Stop doing what we do, the same process a lot. Shake it up, because that's where you learn different things. That's where the growth comes as an artist, I think, when you push yourself out of that comfort zone. So here I'm using the shading acrylic technique, and I'm shading on the outside of the circle, on the inside of the circle. I want to see those circles. I want to really bring out that motif. So for me, most of the pages need a sentiment, so I grab a couple of the sentiments. This one is from my Embrace Possibility sentiment pack, and there's a link to where you can find all my sentiment packs at NinnysNapkins. And I like the boldness of this font, and I was really thinking, I'm just going to put a sentiment here. I like the circles. I'm just going to play with this, and that's what it's going to be. I'm not really going to have a focal image. But when I had the quote, it made me think, oh, I should grab some of my magazine cutouts. I've got a collection of girls. So there I was auditioning them, and that's how the page goes together. Every decision you make directs the next decision. It could limit you, it could also open up the opportunities. So I spend a large amount of time trying to figure out how I want to arrange these words. I can't believe how much time I spent and which orientation. I bubble cupped the top of the sentiment and I left the others as rectangles. And I chose this girl because I liked the black of her outfit. It seemed to go well with the background. And I only did that by putting each of those girls on the page. Now I want to splatter, and I'm choosing to splatter with gold here because the girl has blonde hair, and that works together in my mind. So again, I picked the sentiment, that led me to pick out the magazine cutout. The color of her hair led me to the gold splatters. Once that's all dry, I reposition where I want all these elements, and I'm gluing them down. I'm using the matte medium again for the girl. She's like, actually, that's from a cover of a magazine, so it's thicker paper. These art journal process cards will soon be available for purchase as a digital download at NinnysNapkins. Now I'm shading the outside edge, and I'm doing my usual finishing techniques: shading, splattering, shading the focal image, which you're going to see me doing right now. But there are process cards that show that. And the reason I've included them, even though they are very basic, is because when you're a beginner, that may not be second nature. You haven't developed that knowledge yet. And the cards are there as reminders, as signposts in your art journaling process. If you're not a beginner, it can challenge you, push you to do a technique in a different order or a completely different technique that you're not used to doing. And I'm adding some more stamping because at this stage, you're looking at it and saying, what does it need? Does it need more? Does it need to be finished? And it's just tweaking. And that only comes with practice. But again, you could be flipping through the cards and saying, it's missing something. What is it missing? What is it missing? and you're going to see something on a process card, and it's going to go, yeah, that's what I could do. So now that the page is finished, I'm really happy with how it all came together. And I think this was a good demonstration of how to use those process cards. So now we are going to go through the recap of the steps of this page. So I broke the page with Asemic or scribble writing, and I used my fine line applicator bottle. The second step here, I collaged circle shapes on the page. They were from gel prints, and that really dictated the color scheme that I ended up going with, and the theme of having a lot of circles. I stamped with thick gesso to add texture to the page using the Sync liner. Then I colorized the page. And in doing this, I set up a lot of different steps. I applied paint to the textured area to bring out that texture from the stamping of the thick gesso. And you can't see it so much on here. I did some more stamping and stenciling to brighten the page with white and to bring out more of that magenta. I shaded the circle die cuts to bring out that circular motif. I really wanted to bring that up. I splattered the whole page with gold paint. I collaged a magazine picture as a focal image, and I added a sentiment. Actually, I had picked the sentiment first, and it directed me to what the focal image was. I shaded the girl, and I edged the page. Thank you so much for joining me. Give me a thumbs up, ask me a question. Check out the affiliate links in the description box. And as always, until next time, go get creative.